In tune.
Vroom, vroom.
Hi there, Multi-Mates. It's Andy here with Whiskey Review 208.
208. And what is your malt mention, Andy?
My malt mentions MZs.
Why?
Because I am an MZ man.
And an MZ is a?
Oh, it's a lovely bike.
It is a motorbike, yes. And Andy is a biker. Andy, show them your helmet.
This one?
Yes.
Alright.
I'll explain it for the malt fans. The situation here is that being on the Isle of Man, which is the jewel of the Irish Sea, it is famous for the TT races, the finest, most spectacular motorcycle road racing in the world. And Andy, my malt mate from across in Scotland, has come over to visit for the races along with a couple of other pals, Jiffy and Margaret, so they're getting a mention as well. And I did agree with Andy, who has been watching the videos, that he could contribute to a whiskey review. And the reason's very simple. Apart from being a biker bud, he's also not an experienced whiskey drinker, are you?
Well, some would say no, but some would say yes.
Righto.
Depends on experience.
Well, I'd say no.
Okay.
Righto. From my perspective, now nothing personal here, Andy,
No,
you're
that's
still
okay.
a pal.
Nothing
But I think this is a very useful opportunity for you to get some feedback on a whiskey which is readily available from someone who is pretty experienced, well over a decade, and for someone who is an occasional whiskey drinker, and it's to show you something important, and that is you know an awful lot more than you think you do. You can trust what your nose tells you. You can trust what your tastes tell you. They will develop a little bit with time, but you do not have to turn to experts to tell you what you should be tasting. Correct?
I very agree with that. I really, really do.
Absolutely. It's the same with motorbikes. With all that advertising for motorbikes out there, and for helmets, and for the motorcycle jackets, ultimately you take your time, you shop around, you make your own decisions. And you don't buy just what is being punted at you.
No, it's got to be whatever's comfortable. It's almost a little bit like whiskey as well, because I think if you're not comfortable with something, you have to try again till you get something that just kind of hits that spot that really kind of hits the mark.
Hits the mark. Do you think this will?
It could do.
Here it is.
Could do.
A slightly upmarket blend. It's not the standard Dewars, but I do recommend that you kind of have your initial experience with the basic blends, but quickly move on a bit, because you will find by paying a little bit more, you can get significantly more in terms of quality. So we're going to open this, are we not? And it's a screw top.
Well, that to me says a lot actually as well. Because,
why?
Well, we're not popping the cork too often.
We're not popping the cork in this one. No, we are not. Oh, no.
Come on.
Yes.
That's better.
I take it you'll be wanting me to pour your glass, Andy.
Oh, can't wait.
Righto. Okay.
I like that.
Put your nose into that. Now, as you can see, what we're doing is, this is a fresh bottle, we're only just opening it, and the reason for that is so that we're getting complete first impressions here. We don't have the opportunity, Andy and I, to have a kind of dress rehearsal with this one and kind of decide a script. Not that we would, because we don't need to.
No, we can do this as we are.
So if you like to pop your nose into that, what's the first thing you notice in the smell? Any descriptor you want to use?
Peat.
Yeah, there's a touch of peat. A little.
Vanilla?
Vanilla, most certainly vanilla. Most certainly. Would you say that this is a sweet whiskey or a dry whiskey?
Oh, definitely sweet.
Spot on.
Definitely sweet.
Would you describe it as very fruity or slightly fruity?
I think very.
Spot on again. Now there you have it. Andy, an occasional whiskey drinker, just like an awful lot of people who are checking out online to discover about whiskies, so that when you yourself are putting your nose into a whiskey, it's really not rocket science. It is more, it's like, as they say, what is genius? It is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. And you and I don't mind working up a perspiration over a glass of whiskey, do you? Do we?
Quite the contrary. I actually enjoy working up a perspiration.
Do you?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Right, we're not going to let this conversation deviate any further. We're going to focus on the whiskey.
No. Been perspiring enough this week, I think. You know, with the TT, it's been hot stuff.
It has been hot stuff. What speeds are they reaching up in the course?
Well, I got up to 150. 150, yeah. But on the course, you're talking 200 plus.
No, you didn't personally get up to 150.
No, Ralph, I did. You know I did.
No, I don't believe him.
No,
Do not believe him.
No, seriously did. Along with my mate Jiffy, I must admit, two of us going along, overtaking each other, but that was okay. We quite enjoyed it. Anyway, back to the Dewars. Come on, now stop deviating.
Yes. Have a taste.
I'm looking forward to this.
A wee taste.
No water.
No water at the moment.
No water. Oh, God, it just whets the appetite here. The taste buds are already
Alright.
tingling.
Steady on.
I tell you, that's very smooth.
It's lovely.
That's very smooth. And do you know what?
That's smoother than you'd expect from a standard blend.
And just opened.
Yes.
Just opened, not had a chance to air. You know? I think you did a review, I think the last one, was it the Unity? Was it?
Spirit of Unity. Excuse me, reaching over your helmet here.
Go for it. That was probably...
I'll try not to knock it off.
Oh, that's alright.
Right.
Okay. That had the community in unity, in complete unison. This one, a little bit individual.
By the way, folks, he's sober.
A little bit individual.
Right, so it's working out fine. Typical biker.
Now, that's made a big difference.
Big difference. I've put in 3 spoons of water.
Taking the kick out of it. Taking the kick out of it. A lot smoother going down. That's made a massive difference to that.
Right.
It's amazing how just a little bit of water calms it down.
Yes.
Smooth.
Right. Smell it now and give me 3 smell descriptors. I'll take your helmet out of the way. It's just clogging up the table.
I think
wouldn't be my choice, by the way.
It's a good.
I prefer an open face helmet myself.
My eyes is spot on. But that's okay.
Is that a real one?
You question?
Not at all. I'm just asking.
Jeez,
anyway, let's get back to
a man that does 150 wouldn't have anything else. Believe me. And Jiffy will back that up.
Which dreams were that?
It's a super dream.
You've never done 150. Don't try and bullshit me.
No, that was only this week. Myself and Jiffy on the way down here. Well, I better not say that.
150 miles, not 150 miles per hour.
No. Let me reassure you. Let me reassure you, my good compadre. 150 on the straight.
On the straight.
On the straight. Come to the bend, 110.
Aye, right.
But I've never done a bender here.
No.
So, carrying on, come on, back to the whiskey review.
In case you can hear the background noise, I do have an audience here who are in stitches.
500 people outside, can't get in.
No.
Told them no.
Have a taste of that whiskey.
Yeah.
And give me 3 descriptors.
Okay.
That's all I'm asking, and that's what to do. Don't complicate things for yourself. When you nose a whiskey, just pick out 3 things. When you taste a whiskey, just pick out 3 separate things. Concentrate on putting them in order, their dominance, their presence, whether they arrive initially in the taste or laterally in the development and even in the finish. The things that stand out for you.
I think Dewars have got this spot on. I think the first thing I get is that initial kick.
Right, past the kick. A kick is not a flavour note.
No, but the flavour I get with the kick is almost chili-like.
Chili, right. Ginger?
That's the one.
Right, okay.
That's the one.
Ginger's one. Number 2?
Yep, vanilla.
Right, okay. Number 3?
And there's definite overtures of peat in this.
There is a touch of peat. I have to say, I agree with Andy, vanilla and ginger certainly, there's a real fruity depth to this, coming primarily, I believe, from Aberfeldy, which is one of the single malts that Dewars use in their blend. This is a significant improvement on your basic Dewars. I do recommend it as a blend mark. Both and I, we're going to mark this separately. I'll put the wee bundle here. There we go. You pick a mark, I'll pick a mark, and while you're picking a mark, I'm going to I'm going to basically give you my impression of this. On the nose, soft, rich, spicy fruit. There is a hint of peat, but the peat does not dominate in any way. It's in the background. It complements the tail end in particular of the fruitiness. And that vanilla note, there is a sherried vanilla note, certainly. It is a heavily branded whisky, but it's also a pretty good blend as well. It would not disappoint a single malt drinker if you were to hand them a glass of this. And Andy's mark is for this blend.
You've got me over a barrel here.
Over a barrel. Come on, concentrate.
I'm going to give this and this is particularly...
We're waiting.
We'll have Two Fat Ladies, 88.
Excellent. Now, here we are, 87. Now, hang on, you've got to put your mark up.
Oh, sorry.
That's
I
fine.
didn't realise I had to do that.
Right, so 88 from Andy, 87 from myself. That, by the way, suggests that really we're both kind of we're both in agreement about this. I've given one less mark, simply because one reason is there's only one 88 mark and only one 87, so we can't have them both. But importantly, oh,
Need another
refresher. I too.
Yep.
But I think with coming from drinking more malts, I tend to have this in a greater context than perhaps Andy, who is more of a blend drinker.
Well, I blend in with the crowd a lot of the time.
Oh dear, dear. What are
However,
friends for?
However, I do think this is a particularly decent one. I'd also like to think that my good lady May would also really appreciate maybe a little sample.
Give me a mention.
Hello May, how are you? Missing you loads. Look forward to seeing you on Monday.
May, do you really want him back? Anyway, we're winding up now, Andy.
Yeah, okay.
So if you'd like to say cheerio to the malt mates.
Cheerio, malt mates.
And cheerio from me too. From Andy, who has been a special guest. Don't get many guests at Ralphie.com in the studio, but there we go. Special occasion, the Isle of Man 2011 TT. And I am Ralphie, Ralphie.com, whisky reviews, whisky stuff, whisky marks, and I hope you've enjoyed this, a little bit different, and I'll be back with you again shortly, where we'll be discussing malt masterclasses. Will you be watching that?
With undoubtedly.
Absolutely.
Undoubtedly.
It's glad to know I've got a fan.
At least one. One in a million. This guy here, just let me tell you before we go, I've got to tell you this, guys. One in a million. 1 in a million.
Some say thank goodness.
Well, I don't know about that, but this guy, he's got it. All you whiskey
Got
reviewers
what?
out there, all you whiskey makers out there, you want to just tune into this guy. This guy's got something, just that little bit special. Little bit of this whiskey, actually. Little bit special.
That's that strange phenomenon. I can't smell any shite, but I'm hearing it.
I'm gobsmacked. I'm gobsmacked.
Hey, you, come on, hecklers, clear off. Thank you for joining us. Tune in again soon. Normal business will be resumed as soon as possible.
Maria, Thomas, Rosanna, I love you.
Stop talking.